and Assalamualaikum. We are a group of students from UC Technical Malaysia Melaka, which is Faculty of Engineering Technology, undertaking the Engineering Ethics of Oshe Sunset for the semester 1 this semester. So first, I introduce myself. My name is Nurasana Meti Hafizuddin. I'm from BLR, section 1/1. So, the purpose of this video is to fulfill assignment 1 code of professional conduct in engineering ethics, which required us to investigate engineering profession. We perform this investigation by crafting question and conducting interview session with practicing engineer, guided by principle outlined in the BM Code of Professional Conduct to assess the awareness and application of professional ethics in the day-to-day practice. So let's go for the interview session.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Adilhan bin Farazin from BLR. Sir, can you introduce yourself?
Okay. So my name is Ramlan bin Latif. Full introduction about myself from graduated until now. Okay. So I'm graduated from University of Technology Malaysia, degree in Bachelor in Electrical Engineering. So I graduated in 2006, and after that I start my career with Federal Power Sdn Bhd as assistant maintenance engineer. So in the company is at Kelang, Selangor. So I've been there for 1 year, and then I jumped to other company, Denso Malaysia Sdn Bhd, which is located at Bangi, Selangor. So there my post is production engineer. So I've been there for one and a half year, and after that I want to change a little bit of experience in my field. So I moved to other company called Malaysia Marine Heavy Engineering. It is located at Pasir Gudang, Johor, and the post is electrical and instrumentation engineer. So I've been there for 3 years, and after that I want to try different things. So I applied for teaching engineer in UTM. So alhamdulillah, I get the job in 2011 until now. So it's already 14 years, around 40 years. So basically for the professional engineer, I just received it this year, but the process is around 2 to 3 years so to get the professional engineer. So that's all about me.
Okay. So thank you for your personal background. Okay. We move to the next question. If you could suggest improvement to the engineering ethics course at university, what topics or skills do you think should be added or emphasized more to better prepare future engineers?
So this subject is engineering ethics and OSH, right?
Yes.
But for ethics, I think my opinion, because in the professional interview for the professional engineer, there is a essay examination about the engineering ethics. So I think in the tutorial or in the assignment, maybe the student could be exposed to this kind of question. Means like the question is related to the actual scenario or actual situation happen in industry. So if you are given a bribe or a misconduct action, so what is the action the student should be taken according to the BM Professional Code of Conduct. So I think this is one of the important thing to expose to the student. Okay.
Thank you, sir, for quite a good explanation on that question. Thank you. Okay. We move to the next question. In cases where public safety or ethical compliance is at serious risk, engineers might need to report misconduct. How familiar are you with the Malaysian Whistleblower Protection Act 2010? And what internal processes does your company have to protect staff who report safely or ethical concern?
Okay. For this act or this legislation, I think it is very important to fight the corruption or misconduct, especially to protect the person who report the corruption or misconduct. And this act is including the private and government sector, so it protects both sector. So for the action, I think the best is to report any corruption or misconduct to the enforcement agency such as SPRM. I think that is the best way to do any report about the corruption or misconduct.
Okay, sir. Thank you for your insight, which is your answer for question 3. Now, for the following question, as a final thought, what's the single most important piece of advice about engineering ethics that you would give to students entering the profession?
So when you're entering this profession as engineering technologist or engineer, you might be faced with corruption or misconduct. It is normal, I think, when bribe or any misuse of data and so on. I think it is normal out there, but as you as an engineering technologist or engineer, you should follow the guidance given by the BEM or IEM, especially the BEM Professional Code of Conduct. And also, we are, as a Muslim, I think, in Islam also teaches not to take a bribe, not to do misconduct, honest with your work, and so on. So I think the keyword here is integrity. So we must have integrity in our work. I think that's the keyword for this answer, for this question. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you, sir, for your advice, good advice. So thank you very much for your thoughtful response. So that's all for our interview question. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum, Engineer Dr. Muhammad Fauzi. I am Muhammad Irfan, student of University Technical Melaka Malaysia. I'm from Faculty Technology Engineering, Electrical. Thank you for joining our session, Engineering Ethics. For the first question, I would like to ask, could you briefly introduce yourself and some background of your company, and how long have you been in your current job?
Okay, Assalamualaikum. Good morning, everyone. Okay, let me brief about myself. I'm a professional engineer registered with the Board of Engineers Malaysia, or BEM. Okay, my specialization is in electronics. I'm currently an engineering technology lecturer at UTM. I've been working here at the university since 2009. I teach students, guide them, do research, and work with industrial partners, which helps me make sure that I teach nature's real engineering practice.
That's good to hear. So, moving to the second question, I would like to ask, what is your suggestion improving engineering ethics course? What is your concern for a student to become a better engineer in the future?
Okay, I would suggest two improvements. The first one, more practical or real life simulations. Okay, students should practice real engineering situations and not just read theories. For example, imagine a junior engineer finds that concrete for the bridge is too weak, but the site manager wants to continue because of budget and time pressure. Okay, the student must decide what to do and how to respond. They need to check test results, look at standards, and communicate clearly. This trains students to make ethical decisions under pressure. Then the second improvement, to add sustainability and social responsibility topic. Okay. Ethics should include environmental and social impact. For example, students can study the full life cycle of a smartphone. Okay. They look at where materials come from, pollutions, waste, and design choices. Then they suggest how to make the products more sustainable. Okay. This teaches students to think long term and consider the impact on society and the planet.
That's a very good point of your view. So, moving to the next question, I would like to ask, if there is a public safety at serious risk, are you familiar with Whistleblower Protection Act 2010? How would you think that engineer misconduct?
Okay, actually, I'm quite familiar with the act. Basically, the act protects people who report corruption, safety issues, or wrongdoings. Okay, it keeps the whistleblower's identity confidential. Okay, it also protects them from being punished or sued. Okay, in a big company, there is a clear reporting system. Let's say an engineer finds a fake soil that's resulted in Tech Dynamics Berhad, for example. Step one, they can report to their supervisor or their compliance officer. Then they can use a confidential hotline or online system. In step three, the compliance office starts an independent investigations. Then the employer's identity is kept confidential. Then the company has a strict rule against retaliations. If someone tries to punish the whistleblowers, they can report directly to the boss audit committee. These steps actually helps create a safe culture where people can report problems without fear.
Thank you for your insight. Last but not least, for the last question, I would like to ask, what is your most important advice to those students or the person for them to take for those who take the engineering ethics course?
My best advice is document your professional judgment and learn to say no using data. Okay, sometimes people will ask you to take shortcuts to save time or money. Okay, you must protect yourself with clear written explanations. For example, if you cannot approve a design, okay, show your quotations or the code that supports your decisions. Record your objection in an email or meeting notes. Okay, this makes your decision professional and not personal. It also protects you if someone else goes ahead with the risky decisions. A good documentation is the mark of a responsible engineer.
Thank you, Dr. Fauzi, for your opinion, and thank you again for joining our session. That's all.
Okay, thank you, Irfan.
Assalamualaikum and good afternoon to our meeting members. My name is Niada Syamil bin Muhammad Samal, and today we have a special guest, which is Engineer Haji Abdul Wajid Haji Hashim, which he is an IR title engineer from MMC, which is Mims Oil Suria Berhad. In this interview, we are going to ask a few questions to Engineer Rashid. to gain some knowledge from experienced engineers such as himself, also to know about the ethical aspect in engineering. Now, shall we begin? Now, as a starter question, before we started on the highly ethical questions, could Engineer Rashid briefly introduce yourself and share some background on your company, like including how long you've been in your current role within the company?
Assalamualaikum. My name is Engineer Rashid bin Rashid. I'm really attached to Oil and Gas Engineering, Sdn a company that's involved in consultation engineering for the oil and gas industry in Malaysia. And I've been in this profession for 30 years. So at the moment we are involved in multinational project with a company from the owner, which is from Libya, which engages an Italian fabrication company, and we are the engineering provider for the project. So it's kind of my current job.
Okay, now that we got to know our guests a lot more better, we can start with the first ethical question regarding ethic rules. Now, using your own word, what is your point of view? Is engineering ethics still important into the industry? And how does your company make sure employees understand the ethical asset policy? Do you use any like specific guidelines or SOP for this?
Ethics is still important, even though times have changed and the technology has evolved. But the word ethics is a very human-related issue. So no matter how evolved is the industry of engineering and its products, still need the ethics to run, to administer, and to manage the work. So in this company, particularly in MMC, we have a good in-house line to make sure that what are the ethics that's required by them to ensure smooth operation of the company, and also policy that the company wants to administer. So the guidelines, like I said, is in the company handbook, and all the new employees encouraged to be proficient on a timely basis. The quality department, the QA department will organize talks or seminars to encourage the employees to be up to date with the guidelines, for this issue.
I see. Now, that was an informative answer. Now, the third question is regarding ethical implementation within your profession. Like, for question 3, how are the ethical practice actually applied in your daily work environment? And are there any procedures that are in place to make sure work follow the BM ethical standards?
Basically, in any company, I would say the best policy to ensure that ethical practices are applied is the senior level management and then the senior level people set the example for their subordinates to follow. By setting a good example, they will be inspiring the younger personnel and staff to inspire them to do their work and their attitudes and practices to be in an ethical manner. Because if the higher upper people, the management, does not practice what they preach, the lower ranking people will not have the correct attitude and say that if the management don't bother, why should they? So the practice, they should lead by example. This is the most important thing to be understood and to be practiced throughout all the time. Okay? And I'm sure that any amount of procedure that you write or you say, if it's not practiced, if it's not implemented, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't work unless it's implemented and it's practiced. That's all.
Thank you for the educational answer for this question. Now, to our final question, which is to know your understanding, like in your own word, what do you know about the BM code of professional conduct, especially about prioritizing public safety, health, and welfare? In your opinion, how does BM help to build like ethical culture in the industry? Is it relevant? Now, feel free to share. The Whistleblower Protection Act of 2010 ties into this responsibility.
Well, I'm aware about the BM's Code of Professional Conduct, but I believe I'm not so up to date on the details of it. But if you want to talk about prioritizing public safety, it is the engineer's ultimate responsibility to ensure that whatever that is being engineered and designed is number one, safe. Safety is always the number one concern of engineering. Then comes the term of cost and the other factors. So I would say public safety is always the number one concern for any engineering product. The engineer is responsible for the product that is being designed, engineered, and produced. The second, for health, of course, is related closely to safety. We want a product that is being designed and built ensures the health of the community. We have a responsibility to ensure the safety, health. So by ensuring those two, we're also ensuring the welfare of the public. It comes together. You cannot live one without the other. It all comes together to make out what is required by the public. So I think with a good ethics culture and promoted by BM, to ask for all the engineering personnel in the country to be ethical, to follow these guidelines that they have prepared. So we will ensure that our country will be a very well developed and engineered country. So that is the hope for the future. because it's not only to be in this industry to make a living, but also we want to share our knowledge and effort to contribute to a better country.
Now that the interview question has been answered, and a few members in this meeting want to share our greatest gratitude to our respected guest, Engineer Rashid, for his informative answer and opinion. I also want to apologize if there are any troubles that happened during the interview. And with that, we want to say thank you to whoever listening to this interview, and hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you. Welcome.
Okay, so we have the interview session, which is 3-hour interview. First, IR Rashid from MNC Company. Second, Anjet from University Technical Malaysia Melaka. IR Fauzi and IR Ramlan. So I want to summarize the video. Awareness of engineering and apply the code of engineering ethic while practicing their professional derived from the valuable input gathered during the interview session with practicing the engineer. The insight gain highlight the importance of the professional code of conduct, define professional behavior and guiding decision on issue, the safety and conflict of interest. This assignment has allowed us to perform the fundamental principle of professional ethics and observe the various behavior and conduct required of professional technology in society, fulfilling the learning outcome of the assessment. So that's all from our video. Thank you.